第一步。当然像 FA 或 MAG 是美国参加国际物理奥林匹克竞赛的第一步。Next, I'm going to transfer to Mr. Zhang to talk about courses. Yeah, so introduce our courses and introduce our new site and so on. Okay, Mr. Zhang, you have the floor.
Hello, everyone. So thank you for joining us today. So just quick little look ahead, and we'll come back to some of these things in a little bit of places, but just for here really quick, just to put out some dates. Our winter term is starting after Thanksgiving, so it's the week after Thanksgiving, so December 2nd is the date, but I think it's easiest we can just say after the Thanksgiving holidays, we'll have some of those kind of competitions prep courses opening up for the year-round classes. So if you're going for 10A, 10, 12, or MC or AMY, we would recommend our kind of 2A, 2B, and 3 courses respectively. And those are the best ways to learn some of the foundations of those contests. So I'll talk about a little bit more about our philosophy on the upcoming slides, but those are the rough ideas there. And if you are looking for some of the more kind of short-term prep, those tips and tricks, some of the things that Dr. Wong showed and talked about in the 8-week prep we had before the 10A and 12A, we do have an 8-week sprint course starting on December 6th for the AMY, and then we have online camp that is good for AMY and also some of the AMC8 stuff as well. And we do have some of the kind of similar programs for AMC8 that way as well. So, right, that competition, as Dr. Wong mentioned, is in January. So end of January, our testing will be January 27th. And for those tips and tricks, you can join our 8-week sprint course. It did start last Monday with our first session, but like all of our courses, we have the recording posted so you can catch up there. It's still a great time to join that way as well for the 8-week sprint camp course, and then you can join the camp as well. I do want to give a special shout out here. Any of you who are in the SoCal area or maybe have a trip planned or want to plan a trip to the SoCal area, we are happy to be hosting again. We did it last year. We've done it right before the pandemic, many, many years. We have an on-site camp for the AMC8 as well. So really looking forward to seeing some of the younger students that way preparing for the AMC8. That camp really gives a nice boost before they're taking the competition in January there. And we do, of course, have the year-round bundles, our Math Challenge 1A and 1B, the kind of 1 level or even 1C for a little bit more advanced. That's the best way to start preparing long-term for those courses as well. Okay, so yeah, Kevin, did you want to, translate anything or we're okay here?
We should be okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. So yeah, just a little bit more, right, on these next couple slides, big picture about our curriculum philosophy and how we design and run all of our courses, right? We, of course, start with some of those fundamental knowledge points. So, right, I heard Dr. Wong mention some things like Euler's theorem. We have the double angle formulas for trigonometry, things like that. There is a definite amount of knowledge and basics that students need to know, right? All of the important definitions, things like that. But that really is the starting point. And so in our classes, in our camps, in our 8-week preparation courses, then we build on that fundamental knowledge with some of the problem solving, the critical thinking, the different tips and tricks. And we really do want to, even from a young age, develop some of these conceptual understanding techniques for students to really understand the core ideas and the kind of core mathematical knowledge and mathematical thinking that way. right? Even if they might forget the exact formula, they know that idea, they see it later, they can easily remind themselves, right? You don't have to spend all of this time relearning everything or rememorizing everything. That is one of the things I notice a lot, that if students kind of purely just memorize, all of these formulas and stuff are pretty scary. There's a lot of these different formulas, but when you start diving down into the ideas, the conceptual understanding, you'll notice, hey, this formula is very much like this one. And you understand why they're basically the same formula. And now you have one formula you need to remember instead of two. Those types of things are very important for students really learning that knowledge long term as well. And of course, then you also need to practice applying that knowledge. So whether we're doing kind of real world problems to help kind of see how they could apply this in their real lives or future careers, or in the math contest classes, of course, sometimes that's just applying it to tricky math contest problems and learning the tips and tricks there as well. We kind of build along the way to get to that really deep problem solving then at the end. And yeah, so one of the things too, if we can go to the next slide, right? One of the things we're really proud of, and I'm proud of kind of helping develop over my, as Dr. Wong said, almost 10 years here at Areteem Institute, is we do have a great system that helps students with that long-term knowledge, right? We do want to build not only high math contest scores on the upcoming contest, but setting you apart and setting you ahead for next year. So we have a full, right, 7 levels of different courses this way, right? Depending on how you count, there's a little overlap in some of them, but all the way starting from AMC 8 up to Math Challenge 4, USAMO plus, right? So even students, right? Very advanced students, we have courses for you. Students starting out, we have courses for you too. Side note, this is just our math challenge curriculum. We do even have some of our fun math textbooks and things like that for elementary school students getting started that way too. So whatever level you are, we have that curriculum to get you started, but also learning along the way. So you'll start learning things in the Math Challenge 1 courses that you'll be introduced to them, you'll do some basic things with them. Oh, then you see them again in Math Challenge 2. You see them again in Amy. And that's really, that scaffolding is really the way you learn long term that way as well. Okay. And yeah, so before I show the website, yeah, let me just kind of give a quick kind of summary of our main offerings and how they fit together a little bit that way too. So our textbooks are live and self-paced classes, right? What we call our math challenge courses. Those are really the strong foundation that you're building with us, right? And those do have the various levels for what you are. So all of these different offerings here on this page, right? It's not like you have to do one first and then you graduate to the other or things like that. They're all meant to be done together at the same level. So we want students building that strong foundation with the math challenge courses. But then if you want that burst of learning, you want those positive memories, right? Make some friends. You can join the winter camp or join the summer camp. Those are great ways for building that community, learning how to talk about problems, solve them together, things like that as well. And then, of course, if you want that last little boost, you want those final tips and tricks, the 8-week sprint courses and things like that as well are a great way for that kind of final review as well. So yeah, so as we kind of get into our kind of new registration site, right? I can also mention a little bit about some of our school support kind of ideas there as well. We do have our GPA booster program. This is one of the kind of not early or quicker things that we've or more recent things that we've done to kind of help students out as well. And yeah, I'll come back to that
You're the host, yeah.
yeah, I'll come back to that in a moment here too. But let's kind of dive in and take a look at our course page and kind of new program site a little bit as well. So this is the kind of programs.areteam.org site. And the goal here is a more unified way for people to register for the courses and then get access to the courses that way as well. So new registrations will be going on here. I'm already logged in, but you can log in if you already need to kind of create an account. You can do so pretty easily that way as well. And then you can register for the new classes and programs as well. So just really quick, we're on our homepage here. For new students, for new families, I would really kind of recommend that we have this levels and assessment button right away there, that if you click on that, you'll see kind of all of these kind of different options then for what are the different curriculum levels, but also some of these things like our GPA booster program. If you're looking for some math, a contest prep, but you don't know what level, we have a course placement test. And then on this page, it's a great place to learn about some of the different curriculum levels we have that way as well. So if you want to learn kind of what is the difference between the Math Challenge 1A, 1B, 1C, we have all of those things here as well. So you can learn about the different courses and the different subject levels on this page too. Now, going back to the front page, or it is on our kind of main menu here as well. If you're registering for, right, kind of more what you want to register for, you can use this courses menu that way as well. And so if you click on the courses, we have then all of our different upcoming live courses that way. And we have our self-paced courses there as well. So there's different ways that these can be accessed, but right here at least we have kind of easy access to the winter term. So if you want to join our winter term or you want to join some of the 8-week prep courses. So I'm going to focus here just for demo purposes on clicking on this join 8-week prep button here right now, because this is where we have some of those upcoming competitions that Dr. Wong was mentioning. So, right, 10 and 12 are kind of past, but upcoming AMC 8 prep, you can still join. The AMY preparation, we have normal and advanced this way as well. So, quick kind of side note, right? The normal is kind of for more kind of beginning AMY qualifiers, and the advanced is more for people who have already qualified. They're returning. They did quite well the first time, but now want to do a little bit better that way as well. And what I really want to highlight quick on this page is in some of these kind of AMC 8 camp and kind of prep bundles here as well. Is some of these kind of AMC 8 camp and AMY camp that way too. So, right, we have upcoming AMC 8 classes that you can bundle with the winter camp, save a little bit that way too, right? Join either online or on site. And we have some of these specific ones with the kind of AMY normal and AMY advanced that are coming up that way as well. So one of the kind of nice things here too is we have a cart feature now for these courses. So if you kind of add to the cart that way, right, it's in your shopping cart. So maybe this is a little bit hard to see there, but right, we do have then the cart that way you have access to. You can go to the checkout, things like that as well. So I just have a test course here. We can do things like the coupon codes, credit, all of those things in this case too. So I think, yeah, if you have questions with those, our staff is always here to help. We're happy to answer some of the questions that way as well, or help you with troubleshooting anything that way too. But yeah, if you do have some questions, or if there are some that we want to address here as well, we can do that here too, Kevin, if there were any that you think were worth kind
Yeah,
of talking about.
the question was about the format of the AMC8 online camp. Uh,
Okay.
then also about the tuition fee, but we have the fees displayed here. That should be answered. And
Okay.
about details, if a student scored what the score last year, and then what's a good course to prepare for this year, that we should talk about that offline. So
Mhm.
send email to info@areteam.org or call our office. Just basically our staff would discuss the details, give you a good plan or do assessment. We have an online assessment here. Yeah, maybe you could also show the assessment button.
Yeah. So yeah, let me say one other thing quick too. So during the week also, we do have a live chat on the website. So during the week, our student support team, our kind of student services team will be able to respond a little bit quicker, right? You are welcome to, as Dr. Wong mentioned, give us a call, give us an email. You can send a message here, right? We probably won't be able to answer it right away here today, but you will be able to put in your details and we can get back to you during business hours tomorrow as well. So this chat button on the new site is a great way to get in touch that way as well. But yeah, for the general kind of course placement test, if you click that big levels and assessments button right on the first page, then you can kind of register for this course placement test on this next screen here as well. So it will take you through the checkout process when you do that, but it's a free course and things like that. There's no charge, so you can register. You'll get an email with how to access it right away that way too. And yeah, in fact, maybe that'll be the last thing I show here, just that you can access your courses that you're registered to. So I just have a couple of demo ones here in the My Courses option on the menu screen. You'll be able to see some of your classes, and then whether it's the course placement or some of your self-paced or live classes, you'll be able to click on those options and then join the kind of live classes or access the recorded videos there as well. Now, I was visiting this page right before a little bit. When you visit the page, there should be a pop-up that comes up that way as well, talking about our Black Friday sale. So I'll let you visit the page and see that pop-up, but I did also want to pull up our email blast, and this email blast has some of the details about this Black Friday sale. So, right, we do have 20% all of our textbooks. So if you kind of click on the textbooks here, you'll be taken to the place. You can purchase them, add them to the cart. Maybe you want to add a self-paced course at the same time. So those automatically get 15% off that way as well. And for our live classes, we are offering some bundles and kind of some free months or year bundles with the Zimmel math contest that Dr. Wong mentioned earlier when you join our live class as well. So we do have a bunch of these good options that way too. And if you are just hearing about our Black Friday sale for the first time, I would recommend that you do sign up for our email newsletter as well. We can help you sign up. Otherwise, there are prompts on the website to sign up that way as well. But that's the best way really to kind of stay in touch with us and learn about some of these promotions and things like that as well. Of course, if you follow us on the different social media platforms or WeChat, you'll hear about these things too. But we do really recommend that you join that newsletter as well, just to get all of the things directly in your email box and nice and easy to kind of join and things like that as well. Okay. So yeah, we do have, in terms of our course placement tests, there are some tests. Yeah, got a specific question there too. We do have some of those that would recommend whether you're kind of ready for the 2A or the 2B. A little bit later in spring, we'll probably have a separate webinar and introduce it there as well. But we do have our intensive preparation programs a little bit closer to the summer. We'll have some different course placement tests and things like that at that time as well. Okay. So yeah, I guess Kevin, can we maybe go back? You can kind of steal back here if you're want to kind of reshare the slides a bit. We could finish up that way
Yeah,
there.
let me try. I'm not sure if I can
Okay.
share. Sharing is not on for me.